Are we together to that point?
Yes, sir.
25. Therefore, I say to you, now, you understand what this therefore means now, right? He's saying that the implication of knowing who your master is will introduce you into a kind of life. And this kind of life is a life where you are free from anxiety and worry. Therefore, when you find a Christian that is consistently plagued by anxiety, many Christians do not know the joy of salvation. Not because they have not believed with their heart and confessed with their mouths, not because they are not born again, but because they don't know this economy of a life that is free of anxiety and worry. He says, therefore, I say to you, do not worry. So it means that there's a level of understanding you will first of all enter. And that level of understanding will define your loyalty. You understand who your master is, it now defines your loyalty. On the basis of that, you do not worry. You are not anxious about what to eat, what to drink, and what to put on. You know why he's saying this, Bishop? He's saying this because the major reason people are pursuing money and they are ready to die for money is because of food, clothes, and shelter. Some of us that are sitting in church now that are depressed or are feeling bad, like life has left me behind. The reason they feel like that is probably because they don't have money for food, or they don't have money to buy shoes and clothes, or they don't have money to get a good place to stay. But Jesus is saying, remember, it's Jesus that is speaking here. It's not Kesena, it's not a prophet, because there are people who are in the pulpit now saying that the things in the Bible, not everything that is in the Bible is from God. There are some people in the things that they said about God, they misrepresented God. This one is God talking about himself, Jesus. He said, I say to you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, nor about your body, what you will put on. Is not life more than food and the body more than clothing? This is a question that only you can answer. Jesus asks this question and leaves the answer to the individual. If your answer to that question is yes, life is more than food and the body is more than clothing, from that day you have been cured from the government of Mammon. But if you cannot answer this question in the affirmative, it means that for a long period in your life, money will control your emotions. Mammon will control your expressions. Mammon will even determine when you are joyful, when you are depressed, and how you live in the visible realm. You alone can answer this question. So every individual will have to come to a point in their lives where they determine what the sum total of their life is. Is it more than food? And is the body more than clothing? What exactly is life for? Look at the way the preacher puts it. He says vanity upon vanity. Life. All is vanity. Emptiness. The pursuit of man in the visible realm is a waste of time if that expression does not include a submission to the government of God. There is more to your life than money. There is more to your life than comfort. There is more to your life than a car. There is more to your life than educational attainment. The life is more than food. And the body is more than clothing. What is the use that you are wearing a good native in church this evening and your spirit is empty? The only reason the body exists is to house God. That's the reason for the body. It's a container to contain God. What is the use that the body, you can put the body in AC, put it in a fine car, and yet the main reason the body was created is not fulfilling design. It's empty of God because the body is more than clothing. People who are not wise think that they can cover the body with a good shirt. But you see, it's not only men you meet on a daily basis. You meet spirits. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And when you meet a spirit is not weighing you based on your Ankara. A spirit does not size men up because of the suit they wore. A spirit does not care whether the suit is Gucci. He can tear it. He doesn't care. What a spirit weighs is this container saturated by its design. If the container is empty, the suit is worthless. That's why somebody went out to cast out a devil and the demon checked. Say, Paul, I know. Jesus, I know. You are empty. The person left there naked. Because the body is more than what? Clothing. The person left there naked. So in your enterprise on the visible realm, you need to understand. And this is why I was telling you last week that the way Jesus thinks about money is not the way the modern church thinks about money. Now, I was saying last week that out of all the parables of Jesus, only 5 actually teach about money. Somebody who goes to do careful study will say, no, but there are more than 5. What of this one? What of that one? The parables where money is mentioned is more than 5. Because most of the time, Jesus used stories that included money matters to teach spiritual truths. But the emphasis in that story was not about money. Are you with me? Yes, sir. And the way you will know that the emphasis in that story was not about money is, you will find out that when he wants to begin the story, he will say, the kingdom of heaven is like. So the teaching is not about money, the teaching is about what? The kingdom. So he says something like, a man went out in the morning. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who is looking for workers to work in his vineyard. So he went out in the morning and then he hired some people to work. And then he went out in the evening towards the end of the day to hire some people to work. And by the time he wanted to pay them, he paid all of them the same wages. Is that thing about money? It's not about money. That is about the kingdom. It speaks about how God does not look at when you get born again to give you a reward in your salvation experience. It's not about who comes first. The last shall be what? The first. And the first can be the last. That's the essence of that parable. So even though there are many parables where the Lord uses money as part of the discourse, the emphasis is not money. The way Jesus approached money, it was almost like it was a trivial, it was a non-issue. He went to show us that there is more to your life than financial prosperity. Does this mean that financial prosperity is bad? No. That's not the essence of this teaching. This teaching is not to glorify poverty. This teaching is to bring you to a place where godliness and contentment will be great gain. Where you will not spend your entire life looking for what is not lost. Pursuing something useless, and at the end, you find out that you lived for nothing. Let it not be that you will be among the people that God will come and tell, a man's life does not consist of the things that he possesses. The abundance of goods. There's more to your life. You need to settle that matter. Let me show you a scripture. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 7. I kept trying to read this scripture last week. I could not read it. Let's read it now. Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 7. 2 things I request of you, and do not deprive me the answer to this prayer before I die. 2 things. Number 1. Remove falsehood and lies far from me. Oh, Mary Funanai. You see, when I met God, one of the things I told Jesus is that I don't want to be fake. Me, in my Christian life, I want to be as sincere and honest and open with God as a man can be. Remove falsehood and lies far from me. You know, the average Christian does not consider lying a bad thing. Some people lie for a living. They even lie when it's not necessary to lie. Lying has become the order of the day. Some of us even lie in our songs. Give me you. Every other thing can wait. Then you get message on WhatsApp. You say, give me you. Even WhatsApp cannot wait. We lie. We lie in our songs. We lie. Even when we are singing, and you know, because you are singing to a spirit, men look at the outward. He looks at where? Yeah. That's why some of our worship experiences are not rich. They are not deep. That's why we can even have time that in the middle of intense worship where we are saying, Alade will go, then all of us lie down. After we lie down, we say we are tired. We now sit down. They now bring a comedian to make us laugh. Then when the comedian has finished making us laugh for 1 hour, 30 minutes, then we continue again. Somebody comes and picks it up from there. Go. Then we continue worshiping. We worship. Then we break again. Then we laugh. In the atmosphere of worship, we don't know who God is. There's no sacredness. There's no awe, no reverence that we're in the presence of a great immortal spirit. We need to be laughing in between. It's entertainment. We don't know who God is. So that's why we use words we don't mean. Meanwhile, in that worship enterprise, God is not just listening to the words. He's looking at the true posture of your heart. So when you're saying, give me you, and tears are falling from your eyes because they are striking the strings like, give. Your tears are falling from your eyes. God is just looking and wondering, Is this not you that on Monday here, just Monday here, I met with you and I said, this week, let's spend time together. Sleep has not allowed you to stand on your feet. Is this not you? Every other thing can wait except sleep. Sleep. So when you sing the songs, they don't strike any chord in eternity. They don't have anything. So many of us are living double lives. We are false.